Now, there is some other losses. This is called another 3 point. This is called loss due to progressive combustion. Loss due to progressive combustions. What is that? We will understand. Progressive combustion. Progressive combustion. Progressive combustion. So, now what we are assuming? We are assuming that this is my PV diagram. So, this is the compression, this is the combustion, this is the expansion, this is the exhaust. So, this is my ideal diagram. And where the sparking will take place? Sparking will take place here. And what I have assumed? I have assumed that as the sparking takes place, the pressure will rise instantaneously. Pressure will rise instantaneously. So that means at that time my volume will remain constant. Volume will remain constant. So I have assumed in ideal cycle, I will spark at point number 2 and our pressure will rise instantaneously to point number 3. So there will not be any change in volume. But practically this doesn't happen. Practically this doesn't happen. Then what actually practically happen? I am showing you practically. So practically, if we spark it here, in the meantime sparking is taking place, the piston is also moving. So this is also moving. So there is a displacement. So as there is a displacement, piston is moved from TDC to BDC. That so our volume has expanded, and in that cases what will happen? It will not rise. So peak pressure will not rise. So it will come like that. Why the peak pressure? Because the volume has moved, volume has expanded, piston has expanded. So piston was there, and it was supposed when the firing has taken place, the volume should remain constant. Volume remain constant, but in the meantime piston has moved this side. So volume has increased. If the volume has increased, pressure rise will not be so high. So pressure increase will be less. If the pressure increase is less, so earlier ideally what is the peak pressure? P1. So what is the actual peak pressure? P2. Why P2 is less? Because in the meantime cylinder has moved, volume has increased. So that's why peak pressure could not attain so much. Then what is the losses? So this is the losses. So I have lost this amount of energy. Why? Because I cannot attain the peak pressures. I cannot attain the peak pressures. So that's why I have losses some amount of energy. So this is why due to the progressive combustion, combustion is not taking place instantaneously, gradually. So that this means combustion is taking place gradually, progressive, gradually. It will take some time. So that's if it takes some time. So in the meantime, piston is not there. Piston is continuously moving. Piston is continuously reciprocating. So that's why. So pressure cannot go so high. If the pressure cannot go high, then our actual cycle will be like that. So that means this amount of energy I will lose. So that is the progressive combustions. Okay. So we understand that is the progressive combustions. This one. Okay. Now, suppose, so what is the amount of progressive combustion losses? So if it is the progressive combustions, if we take progressive combustion, we are losing suppose 4%. Due to the progressive combustions, we are losing 4%. The number 4, loss due to incomplete combustion. Loss due to incomplete combustion. Incomplete combustion. What does it mean? Mean that whatever the fuel I have given, suppose I am giving the rich mixtures. That means fuel is more, air is less. Fuel is more and air is less. If the fuel is more and air is less, then what will happen? Some amount of unburned, that means some amount of carbon and hydrogen will not burn inside the engine and go to the exhaust gases. So this is the called loss due to incomplete combustion. That is a very clearly we can understand. So suppose this is this is called 3%. 3%. Then another factor is there. Exhaust blowdown. Exhaust blowdown. Exhaust blowdown loss. Exhaust blowdown loss is nearly 0.5%. What is this actually? What is the exhaust blowdown loss? Suppose this is my PV diagram. Again I am coming to the PV diagram. But can you say where is the inlet valve is open? Here is the inlet valve open. So this is actually not inlet valve. So this is the point 0. Inlet valve has opened here. Inlet valve has opened here. Piston is going this sides. So this is my piston. Piston is going this sides from TDC to BDC. This is inlet valve open, IVO. Where is the inlet valve closed? Here, IVC. Inlet valve has closed. Then what is this process? Compressions. This is the sparking. This is the combustion. After that, this is the expansion. And here, and exhaust valve open. Exhaust valve open. EVO. So this is the point EVO. As a result of which pressure will drop suddenly. So this is the point where the exhaust valve will open and the pressure will drop. And this will come again in the reverse direction and will come here. And here is the also point, that is the EVC, exhaust valve closed. Again inlet valve open, so this process. So ideally EVO should open here. EVO should open here. But actually what we are doing, we are opening the EVO slightly ahead. So can you understand? We are opening the EVO at slightly ahead. Why? We are opening the EVO here slightly ahead. Because instead of opening here, why? And because now we are reducing the pressure. If you open here instead of opening here, if I open EVO actually, this is the actually and this is the ideal. Ideal. We are opening, as a result of which the pressure will reduce. The pressure will reduce and car will be like that. Why you are reducing? Because now we can understand that there is, if I can remember the spaces, some spaces is there, then let me write here. So I know during the suction stroke I need some power. So during the suction stroke I need some, during the suction I need power. During the compression I need power. And during the expansion I will produce the power. And during the exhaust also I have to consume the power. So that means 3 stroke, suction stroke, compression stroke and the exhaust strokes, all are 3 strokes are, they consume the power. The 3 strokes, they consume the power. Then we get the power. We get the power. Sorry. This early opening of the EVO, we lose some amount of work done. We lose some amount of work. Why are reducing opening? To reduce the power in exhaust stroke. Because in exhaust stroke you also consume the power. So in that cases I reduce the power. To reduce the power I open the EVO at early. So we lose some amount of energy. But I gain some amount of, but actually what should be, this amount of energy is lost. So that's why, so this is the called exhaust blowdown loss. So if I see, So this is called 0.5. If this is amount of 0.5 exhaust blowdown shock. And there is now another losses. So this loss is called direct heat loss. Direct heat loss. What is that? Loss from the body. Heat loss. Direct heat loss. This loss, some amount of energy is transmitting to the lubricating oil, piston, cylinder, and raising their temperature. As a result, what is happening? We are losing some amount of energy. So okay, we are losing some amount. What is that loss? Let us take some loss. That loss is 4%. So air standard efficiency is how much? Air standard efficiency is 56.5. Then from here I deduct loss due to the variable specific heat and chemical dissociation. Then we get the fuel air efficiency. So this is my air standard efficiency, and I deduct variable specific, I get the fuel air cycle efficiency, and from here I deduct all these things: loss due to the progressive combustions, loss due to incomplete combustions, loss exhaust blowdown, and direct heat loss 4%. Then we get what we get? Gross. See, we get gross indicated thermal efficiency. So we get indicated thermal efficiency. Indicated thermal efficiency. Indicated thermal efficiency. How we will get the indicated thermal efficiency? 43.5 minus 4 minus 3 minus 0.5 minus 4. Then how much is the actually is coming? 32%. We are supposed to get 56.5. Then gradually I get what is my indicated thermal efficiency? 32%.